Hello all. In this lecture, we'll see how we can do time resampling and what it will be useful for. So for this, I have imported pandas, and so let's say you have data of some range, right? So this is just a function which will create uh, dates from start to end. You can give, and it will produce date, like for example day if I write, then all the days values are there, and week I'll write, I'll get week wise data. So how should we decide what is the string I have to use as a frequency to give, right? So here start date and end date you have to give as a string, anything is fine, but how will you give, what is the frequency you have to use, right? So there are some um, you can get on pandas website also, that what to use as a frequency for what kind of uh, whatever the type of it, right? So for example, B is for business day frequency, D is for calendar day frequency, weekly frequency, monthly frequency, and some like hourly frequency, minute wise and all, right? So others are also there. If they are useful to you, you can use them. So we have this frequencies, based on that we can create a range around it, right? So yeah, so this is just information that what we have in terms of frequency and all, right? So now let's say if I have data on Starbucks, okay, I'll just upload it. Okay, so I have a CSV file which contains data about Starbucks stock price. Now let's say if I run this, you get this data, right? Now if I see the data is in form of um, dates are not in form of date times, right? So currently it's object. So in last class we saw that we have to convert them to date, right? So one way is that you what you say is you say that uh, parse dates equal to true, and you mention what index, right? So let's say uh, uh, okay, so you have to mention what is index column here, index column, which is you have to name it, right? So name is like this. So whatever name here is date. If it is capital, then I have to use capital. It's small, whatever, right? So whatever way the name of the column is, you have to mention that. So if I do that, then you can see this is now date type, but it has become index also, which we wanted to do. So we wanted to convert any time series data with index of dates, right? So the use case, the time resampling we wanted to will be done if the indexes are in dates. Okay, so from this what we can get is, like, let's say yeah, so you can do period or date time and then convert it to index. Other ways are also there, but this is just easier way. Another way is you can set, let's say, pd dot date time, and then it will okay, so as of now it's not there because I have made them as a date. Now let's say if it is just this, like this object and all, then you can see it's a date time. Then you can set it to dot to index or something like that, like df dot index equal to this. Something like that you can do, and you can see that df as index of dates, right? Now you have to drop this df dot drop the date, and you have to say x is equal to 1. So if I do that, then I'll get a data frame which I earlier gave with parse data, right? So anyway you can do, it's just up to you. But what is important is that I need indexes as a dates. Okay, so if I have that, so if I have that indexes as a dates, then what I can do is, if I wanted to search anything, let's say lock and ilock, right? So finding any row, any column, how can I do it now? So now the 0 or that kind of will not work. Maybe ilock d of dot ilock 0. Mm, for this. Let's say if I do, then you can see ilock will give you this, but now you can use lock, and if you give the date of this, you can get that value, right? So on particular day, if you want to find a value about anything, you can do using lock, and this, right? Again, like ilock will work based on indexing, but you will not know what index will occur at what point, right? So at dates, you know that any particular date you wanted to search, you can do here. Now what we have to do is, let's say yes, so let's say if I have yeah, so what does this function do is, if you convert dates to date time, right? So earlier it was object, then object to date time you convert. Maybe there's a possibility that the ordering of rows are not as per the dates, right? Maybe some dates are being mentioned later and all. So you can check with this that all the dates or whatever index is in an increasing manner, so that we know that the data is continuous, right? It's not breaking, or it's not, I mean, it could be breaking, but there is no inconsistency in the date set. For example, let's say one date is of 3 July 2025, and after that, if let's say if I get after that 1st July, right, 1st July 2025, then this is an incorrect way to represent dates, right? So we had this, we converted to date time, then you might have this, then you want to have it like this, right? So that is the idea. So how you can do, you can short the index and you'll get that way. Now we'll see what is resampling and how we can use. So what we saw is, let's say I have df, I mention clause or anything, and then I say based on this resample it, okay, and I have to give some kind of frequency, right? So frequency, or here it's called as rule, and m, right? So why did I choose m, the earlier case, right? So you have to see this information, and based on that you have to, so if I want a monthly one, I have to use m. If I want weekly, I have to choose y. If I want yearly, then I have to choose sorry, yearly I have to choose y, weekly w, and all, right? So that's how I can get, and if I run this, you will get something like date time and all, right? But what you can do is, you can say dot mean I want, then you'll get a values, right? So like how will you want to represent all this month data right now? So you can use mean, or you can use max, right? That maximum value in this month, show that, right? So some form of statistical thing you have to use here to show that month's data, minimum value or something, like so anything is fine. Now let's say if I plot this, I'll get a line chart, right? So I have a line chart. Now I want it as a, let's say, bar, then I can say kind equal to bar. But if you don't know what to use, then you can open this, and you'll have bar, line, bar h, histogram, box, KD, density, area. It will be found on pandas website also, right? So if you search about the plot function of pandas, you'll have this, right? So what kind of graph you want, you can have that, and it will show up as a bar set. So this is a monthly data with bars. Now sometimes you need to increase the figure size, so that time you write fig size equal to some form. Let's say in x-axis I wanted to increase by 12, and in y it's 5, then that will be like this. So it expanded across x. So this is how you can do time resampling. Now anything you have to just mention the form in which you want. So like, let's say you want to do sample year wise, if you want d, so d wise, the data is itself d wise, so there's no point doing it, right? So weekly, monthly, yearly, you can do anything, right? So if you do weekly, that is also that, right? So something like weekly data of this. So this is how we can do time resampling. We'll see where it will be useful, but at least if you wanted to know monthly statistics about any company, then you can maybe use this, right? So monthly, what is the average rate of monthly closing price, right? Something like that, you can get that. So yeah, that's all for this session. Thank you.